Today is Thursday, Parashat Shoftim, and this morning we did Slichot before Shachrit. We started doing Slichot since Monday, and I'll say a word about the subject of Slichot. We know, as we said before, that the month of Elul is an acronym for Ani le Dodi veDodi li. I have for my beloved, and my beloved is for me. This describes the relationship between Hashem and His people. But the end of these words, Ani le Dodi veDodi li, these four words have each at the end of the word the letter Yud. The letter Yud in Gematria, the numerical value for the letter Yud is 10. 4 times 10 is 40. And these 40 make reference to the 40 days that are between Rosh Chodesh Elul and Yom Kippur, which are special days of forgiveness. Now, this period of the 40 days is a time to purify our souls, to purify ourselves, to improve ourselves, to go from a status of A to status of B, which is purified after Teshuvah. In a way, it's likened to the mikveh. The same way when a person dips in the mikveh, becomes purified. Also, these 40 days are to purify a person. And there is an incredible parallel. The amount of water that a mikveh should have in order to be technically okay to be used as a mikveh, there is a certain minimum amount of water. And the minimum amount of water is 40 se'ah. 40 measures of a se'ah of water for it to be a kosher mikveh. Every se'ah has in it 24 lugin, and therefore 24 lugin each se'ah times 40 is 960 lugin. Well, if we take 40 days, every day has in it 24 hours. 24 hours a day times 40 is 960 hours. And therefore our sages explain the same way that the 960 lugin of a mikveh, which is the minimum quantity of water in a mikveh, purify a person. Also, the 960 hours that are for this period from Rosh Chodesh Elul to Yom Kippur are especially propitious, especially gifted with a certain quality of a sha'at ratzon, of a time of goodwill in Shamayim to forgive us and to do teshuvah. And this is an incredible opportunity not to be missed. And I'll tell you a story that has been told in more than one way. It's quoted by Rabbi Shvadron to illustrate the idea of not to miss the opportunity during these 40 days. And the story goes like this. There was once a father who had a son who went to a faraway land. And he lived there for quite some time, for a number of years. Got married, had children, and the father hadn't seen his son for all this time. After a number of years, the father sends a letter to the son. I'm going to come visit you on such and such date. I'll be arriving on such and such train to the train station in your city. So sure enough, when the appointed time came, the father took the train and came to that city. And he gets off the train and he looks for his son. He's sure that his son, after not having seen him for so many years, that the son would be right there to wait for him. He looks around and looks around the station, and the son is nowhere to be seen. So the father thinks, well, maybe he got preoccupied with the kids. Maybe he had something unexpectedly that came up. It must be that he had a good reason not to show up to meet me at the airport. I'll take a taxi and go to his house. He gets in the taxi. And by that time, it was already a little bit late. It was maybe 9:30 at night. And he comes to the address of his son. He takes his suitcases out. And he comes to the door. And he knocks at the door. Like it says in Shir HaShirim, Dodi Dofek. He is knocking at the door. And after a few seconds of hesitation, he hears the son's voice from inside the house. Yes, who is it? And the father answers, who is it? This is your father. I came here to see you. And the son answers, sorry, I'm already in my pajamas. I'm going to sleep. I can't right now receive you, but there is a hotel across the street. If you go there, I'll see you tomorrow morning. How do you think the father felt? What an incredible letdown. He didn't see his son. There should be so much love between them. There should be so much expectation to meet. And the son, instead of opening the door, directs him to the hotel across the street. Well, he goes to the hotel across the street and he asks the concierge, when is the first train out of town? The concierge tells him, the first train is 5 o'clock in the morning. All right, wake me up at 4 so I can make it. The next morning, he leaves surely early enough to reach the train, the 5 o'clock train. And the son, by the time he gets up, gets dressed, has breakfast, maybe about 9:30, 10 o'clock, he walks across the street to the hotel and inquires about the name of the guests, the father's name. And he's told by the reception that the father left early with the 5 o'clock train. And the son regrets that he didn't take the opportunity, he didn't respond to the door. This is a story told by Rabbi Shvadron to illustrate the spirit of these 40 days that we're in right now. Hashem, it says in the Pasuk, Dirshu et Hashem, seek Hashem, ask for Him, pray to Him when He's close. When He's close, Hashem is close to us all the time. Well, these are the special days of the year, which are the 40 days of from Rosh Chodesh Elul to Kippur, and specifically also the 10 days of Teshuvah between Rosh Hashanah and Kippur. These are very, very special days of the year to take the opportunity to do Teshuvah. If you can, please join us for Selichot here in the morning, 5 o'clock every day, and 6 o'clock on Sunday, so it will be easier. And if not able to make the Selichot, make it a point, each one of the days during this period, to think what it is that you can improve, what it is that you can become better in. And even if you're accustomed to be in your comfort zone, as they say, in the words of Rabbi Sachs, who was the chief rabbi of England, leave your comfort zone, even if it hurts, even if it's difficult for you. See what you can improve, because Hashem is right here these days, even more available, and more goodwill is available to you to be there. Yemino peshuta lekabel shavim. His right hand is extended to accept those who do teshuvah. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.